is God? That is a question we all want to know. The Vedas, which are the most ancient teachings from India, that have given birth to at least 4 major religions, or influenced them completely or partially, which includes Hinduism, Sikhism, Jainism, Buddhism, and have given to the world the teachings of yoga, various types of yoga, the most important ones being Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Upasana Yoga, Raja Yoga, and many, many more yogas. And the teachings of Ayurveda, a holistic science of health and healing, have also done humanity a huge favor. They have told us that God is everywhere in everything. God is a divine allness, an intelligence that cannot be limited to a single body or a book, least of all something that is sitting far away in the clouds in a divine address inaccessible by us. In fact, God can be considered as pure consciousness. Atma Swarupaha, one that is one with our own consciousness. And as a result, this God is not a person or an animal, but only a presence, a principle, all-pervading allness, like I like to call it. Now, there are 3 ways of connecting with God according to the Vedas, taught to me by my teacher Baba Ayodhya Nath, a great Vedic scholar of his time from Ayodhya in northern India. And he said, Shunya, when I was little, he said, there are 3 ways you can connect with divine allness, divine presence, great intelligence that is underlying everything. And here are the 3 ways. The first way is a triangulated vision. And this is the vision that has been given uniformly by all religions. And here is how it goes. You are here, the world is outside you, and God is somewhere even remote. So it's a 3-way relationship. And you can go for it. It's very, it is the most simplistic or, beginning understanding of God. This is how human beings perceive a divine power. And that is what religions have promoted it. And, and depending on what and who you are, how you look like, you conceive of God like that. So God didn't create humans in their image. Humans created God in their image. So if you are if you are a white person, or if you are Caucasian, your God is white. And if you are a dark-skinned person, then your God is dark-skinned. And, and probably they didn't get it right, because if you leave it up to me, then God must be brown. But the reality is that none of it is wrong or right. It's just the way human beings interpret it. It's like, well, God must look like me. And if we humans had a 3rd ear, we would probably imagine our God to have 3 ears. And that is why in Hinduism, the idols are not God, but they are ideals of God. And so the Hindu religion, which was inspired by the Vedas, said, well, God must be omnipotent, so God cannot just have 2 arms, let's give them 10 arms. So the imagery of Hinduism is aligning with the inherent namelessness and formlessness and the indivisibility factor of God. So in this triangulated vision, it's great, except that it's a little bit fear-imposing. If you're a child or a person alone, it's like, first you got to please one set of powerful beings in the world, and then you also need to please God. And there's a fear coming from God. You got to please the gods. It's a triangulated vision. So Veda takes it forward and says, here you go, let's put you in the world, and so let's bring the world and you together. Let's bring God and the world together, and you're separate. So now you see the world as sacred. The mountain is sacred, the pebbles are sacred, the grass is sacred, the people who come to you are sacred, and the people who are being difficult to you are also sacred in terms of teaching you something, helping you see something. So this already improves the situation. This is the birth of higher consciousness and dharma in the universe, in the manifest universe, because we don't go looking for God. We don't wait for death to find God, to go to heaven. When you have this second vision where world and God are one, at that time you can, do what is known as a devotional service towards not only other human beings, but plants and animals and creatures, and look after the whole ecology. The rivers become sacred, mountains become sacred. And this is probably where we see in the early part of Veda, hymns to the fire, to the river, to the mountain, not representing a million different gods, but representing the million different manifestations of that one divine, common, underlying consciousness. I hope this helps you, because it brings you closer to God. You don't have to go finding it. And in every eye that's looking at you, you find God. We have a bird that has given babies in our backyard right now. And, the conversation I and my partner have is, oh, God, you are visiting us in this bird avatar. These are the words we use. I have a tiny Labradoodle, and he's really rambunctious. I've had much more responsible and, dogs like a Labrador and a German Shepherd who kind of would understand things with my one nod. And my Labradoodle is precocious, and he rebels, and he's kind of the master of the house. And so we when we play with him, we look at him and we go, oh God, you've come to torment us, haven't you? Haven't you? Haven't you, in your cutest little avatar? So I'm not, please understand. It's like we're in devotional service to those birds. We suddenly have put water out for them. We've ordered organic bird seed for them. We're not even opening the French door too much because they get disturbed. Because it's not about, it's our backyard, we have a right to go sit in our beautiful blooming garden. It's about, a mother looking after babies. But it's all godly for us. It's like we've been blessed. We've been chosen by God, and then the decision was, what? The deers must be thirsty in the summer, so we should put out a container for water. So what can we do to serve? What can we do to connect? What can we do to forgive? What can we do to transcend? What can we do to hold everybody's hand? So this is the second view. And the third position is, which goes into the second part of the Vedas, or the end part of the Vedas, known as the Upanishads. These are the ancient texts, which says, well, if God and world are one, and you are part of the world, you're not separate, then God is in you. Your true self, you have God potency in you. You have a gorgeous, grand dimension, omnipotent, omniscient, original, for the O, dimension in you. And then you realize, oh yeah, that's when you study the Upanishads, and the Upanishad says, Chaitanya Sarupaha, God is nothing but pure consciousness. This awareness with which you chant for God is God. And that is where, there's an Upanishad called the Kena Upanishad. It's a Upanishad of about 35 verses, and it begins with this profound question, whom, the word Kena. Kene shitam preshitam patati preshitam manaha. Kena prana prathma preti yuktaha. Kene shitam vacham imam vadanti. Chakshu shotram kau devo yunakti. And the student says, Kena, based on On whose bidding does the mind go wandering and sits on various objects? Who is that power behind the mind? Kena prana prathama pratyukta. This breath, because of which, why is this breath moving? This prana, it's 5 types of prana. Apana prana, because of which the baby comes out. Udana prana, because of which you meditate, think, dream, chant. Samana prana, because of what food is being digested. You don't have to do anything. You just ate, food is moving around. On whose bidding this prana is happening? Prana, samana, udana, apana, vayana. You have to study Ayurveda with me and yoga with me to go deeper. But all this stuff is happening. These impulses, this air is moving within you. On whose command? Kine shitam vacham imam vadanti. On who is speaking? Who is the mouth behind the mouth? Who is the speech behind the speech? Whose thoughts? Who? It's a 10,000-year-old question. Chakshusotram. Kau devo deva. Deva means which God? Which God is responsible for your vision, for your ears? So when we talk about speech, we are talking about all the motor organs, speech, hands, limbs, reproductive organs. When we are talking about chakshu, eyes and ears, we are talking about mouth, skin, all the sensory organs. They're all functioning, they're all intelligent. On whose bidding? On whose bidding? The indwelling Lord, the indwelling God, which is the Atma, which is the self. So therefore, the third vision is you are that God you just forgot. And as you purify your mind and fill it with radical peace, the thing is your inner godliness shall start shining. That inner God is not, you will have a human body, but you will have a divine mind and a divine brilliance and a divine stature, and divine words and divine capacities. So in the Shvetashvatara Upanishad, another Upanishad text, it says, the one God hidden in all beings. Who is God? God is one, hidden one, hidden in all beings. So not so many gods, hidden one in all beings, all pervading. The self, the deepest self within all beings, dwelling as the witness, observer of your mind, observer of your thoughts, the perceiver, but free from qualities. The mind has quality, the body has qualities, but it is the giver, the enabler of qualities, but is qualityless. Another text, Vivek Chudamani says, that which is without name and fame, name and form, beyond merit and demerit, that which is beyond space, time and senses, sense objects, you are that God yourself. Meditate on your inner God within yourself. Atma Nivedanam. In the Atharva Vedas, such an ancient text, it says, God resides within the self, though unseen, invisible. Kena Shitam. So, this amazing understanding of the 3 types of relationship with God, and understanding that God is basically arupa, invisible, pure consciousness, all-pervading intelligence. But it can take on aneka rupa, many forms. The Veda says, you want to worship God in a sari? Go ahead. You want to worship God sitting in a lotus? Go ahead. You want to worship God as Jesus? Go ahead. Or as Buddha or as Guru Nanak. Because for the ordinary person, it is not easy to think of an invisible, omnipotent, omniscient God. And the difference between God and you is, with this presence conceived like a all-pervading allness, is that while your body and mind has an ego, this God transcends ego, so it is not limited to one body and one point. So therefore God is in every ant, in every grasshopper, in every butterfly, in every human being, even in the darkest criminal God is lying unmanifest or unknown, but God is there. As individuals, we possess limited capacity of knowledge. We have alpa shakti, we have some knowledge, we are very proud of it. We hang our degrees, we show off our knowledge, we use it. But this Ishvara is omniscient. This God, known as Ishvara in Sanskrit, which means light, source of light, is omniscient. So therefore, this God, we have some memory of our past. We don't even remember what breakfast we ate 4 days ago. But God is, this intelligence is all-knowing of past, of present, of future. This God is a witness and knows all our actions. That is why there is another hymn which says, "Why should I go and talk to you in the temple? You are watching my every action. You know my every desire, please fulfill it." You know everything, it's watching you from within. As individuals, we possess limited power, Shakti. Limited jnanam, limited knowledge, and limited Shakti. But Ishvara is all-powerful, possessing absolute potency. The support for the entire universe. Universes come and go. The divine laws are held in this divine allness. The whole cosmos, down to the smallest atom, to the whole cosmos, is held in the divine potency of this divine, all-pervading intelligence. So to deny God would be foolishness. To accept God as one form, ekarupa, many forms, anekarupa, or formlessness, which is the truth, arupa. You have freedom. Whatever you want to do, you can do. When we start studying God, according to the Upanishads, we have freedom to worship God the way our religions has told us, or we can see God everywhere. And then we start getting supported by this God. And then when difficulties come, sorrow befalls us, our peace becomes fractured. We forget our way. This existential ocean, this existence is compared to an ocean which has waves which are trying to eat us, swallow us. We start losing, our boat starts capsizing in this existential ocean due to our own ignorance of not being able to have yogas to navigate them like pedals. Then we remember God. Because this sorrow, this existence, this body, this mind, this desire, this fear, this sorrow, this teacher, everything we did not create. Did you? Created nothing. At the most you say, yeah, I create my breakfast. I made my own pancake. Well, you didn't even grow anything. Well, no, I grew my own wheat. Okay, but where did the first seed come from? You don't know. You don't know why when you put the seed, the wheat grows. You don't know. You don't know any of this. This is all held in God. And this Ishvara, which is everywhere, at all times, because it is not limited to one body, so is everywhere, anywhere, at any time, in all bodies, in every blade of grass, to every person, to every pebble, to every particle of sand, all-pervading God. May this God help me reconnect to my peace. Therefore, Bhakti Yoga is the way to connect to your peace, moment to moment. In my life, I use all the yogas. I use Karma Yoga to not allow my ego to get riled up when things are not peaceful around me. I use Upasana Yoga to be a master of my own mind, senses, and speech, so that I can keep cultivating peace within my own intelligent setup. I use Bhakti Yoga to connect with an all-pervading, omniscient, omnipotent, formless but undeniable presence, which is God, and asking for peace, abundance. I use Jnana Yoga to remember, wait a minute, when all else is lost, I go, wait a minute, I am peace, I just forgot. makes a huge difference, a paradigm shift. I use Raj Yoga to meditate. When I'm in an asana, when I'm doing pranayama, I know that I am disciplining my own senses towards tilling their own inner treasures. I hope my teachings are filling you with hope. I hope my teachings are ringing some truth in you. I hope my teachings are reminding you of your own capacity, and to remember that you can pursue anything you want, but always remember, what do you really want? You want peace. And that peace is up to you. And here is the good news. The more you connect with inner peace, the more powerful you become. This is the only problem with peace. You become powerful, you become like a magnet, you help others become peaceful, you are able to manifest, you have clarity, a peaceful mind understands what I should manifest, what I should not, what will be helpful for me and the society, what will be a waste of my time, where do I want to contribute, how should I contribute, that everything, all the pieces will fall in together, because a peaceful mind is a judicious mind, it's a mature mind, it is a cosmic mind, it is an alert mind, it is a sensible mind, and it is ultimately connected to the cosmic mind of God. The more you become peaceful, the more and more you are able to enjoy life. That is why the rishis, the sages and seers of India, the image of them is of sitting under a tree, quietly with themselves. What were they doing? Cultivating peace. That is why the ancient Upanishads chant Om Dhyo Shanti, means may the sky be peaceful. Om Prithvi Shanti, may this whole earth and all its creatures be peaceful. Om Apaha Shanti, may the waters be peaceful. Om Oshadaya Shanti, may the herbs be peaceful, the medicinal herbs. Om Vanaspataya Shanti, all the trees and plants be peaceful. Om Vishwadeva Shanti, all the healing forces in this universe be peaceful. Om Brahma Shanti, may the creator of this manifest world be peaceful. Om Sarvam Shanti, all beings be peaceful. Om Shanti Reva Shanti, and may this peace, this universal peace, this radical peace be mine. That is why every morning Vedic seekers chant Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina, Sarve Santu Niramayaha, Sarve Bhadrani Paschantu, Ma Kaschit Dukkha Bhavet. What does it mean? May all beings be happy. May none suffer from sorrow. May none have any suffering. This is my prayer. Why? Is sending peace, sending out peace, cultivating peace, blessing peace. So when I have people who go bananas on me, my only prayer left for them is may they have peace. And I make peace with them and I send them peace. When people act in non-peaceful ways with me, I say, they are so far away from peace. They are so far away from their gorgeous, omnipotent inner dimension, their inner God. They are sad, sorrowful creatures. There is no need for me to tell them how sorrowful and terrible and miserable and low. I can give them the gift of my peace. I bring to you the gift of my inner peace. I, who did not know peace once, has made friends with peace. May you too make friends with your peace.